Okay, good morning folks, Jack and John here from Peach. We've come down to Xotic Guitars HQ today here in California, which is somewhere that, have you ever been here before?
No, first time in this area.
I've certainly never been.
Van Nuys.
Yeah, down in Van Nuys. So we've just seen the kind of the pedal facility and the pickup facility as well. This is the guitar facility. Now, of course, we're the UK exclusive dealer, very pleased to be so, for Xotic Guitars. So this is finally where we're going to get to see some of the processes that go on into those custom guitar designs. We've got Kiyoshi, who we're going to meet shortly, who's the head guitar and pedal designer, and Ben as well, who's a production manager. So let's go and meet the guys. Right, hi guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Kiyoshi and Ben, and
I'm Drew.
Hi, Drew.
And Drew. Okay, so these guys are going to kind of give us a preliminary tour, I think, of kind of the general process that the guitars generally go through. So we'll follow your lead.
Over to you.
Okay, lead your way.
Yeah, so this is kind of where most of the stuff gets it to really like starts to kick off. So this is where we store most of our bodies. This is where necks are ready to go. This is where all the final sanding takes place. So these have all been final sanded and kind of ready for prepping for paint,
Right.
ready for prepping for all the finishing to be done to the neck. This is where most of the aging is also done. Sanding, top coat, finish sanding.
So we're kind of
Everything's all
right here.
done
We're
there.
in the middle of the guitar production
Yeah,
process.
this is like the most hands-on kind of stuff happens right here.
Right. And it's great to see. I mean, we've had so many hundreds of guitars by this point, but this is kind of not that, you know, you would expect a slightly bigger facility for the amount of guitars that you guys are able to produce. So what, I mean, what's the kind of general turnaround from start to finish with guitar production time?
Turnaround time to finish a guitar takes about, yeah, let's see, 4 months, 4 to 5.
Yeah, well, if nothing goes wrong,
Yeah.
when it's remotely, yeah, that's about right.
I guess what works nice for you guys as well, and we talked to Toshio about this, is that you have a lot of options available, but you keep it really simple and streamlined. And I think a lot of people, a lot of players, have gravitated to the company for that reason, because it's nice and clear to understand what you're going to get. You don't have too many different options to think about. Was that kind of important to you when you were designing the guitar models, that you wanted to keep it a little more streamlined?
Yeah, I think so. It's just like easier to compare like a Strat, like just like just a detachable neck. You know, that's like it all kind of started like back in the 50s, like here in California too. It's like of course, you have like hundreds of different like a Strat like out there in the market, and of course you're just like overwhelmed by like all that like information and whatever the manufacturers do. But so us kind of keep it simple.
Yeah, well, there's been some evolution to the product lineup, hasn't there? Because before, when California Classic was released, there was 3 or 4 different neck shapes and radius and all that stuff, and now it's mainly it's been streamlined a little bit more, hasn't it, to keep things a bit more simple.
Yeah.
So was that done just to maximize efficiency for you guys, or did you just find that customers weren't ordering?
Yeah,
those
that
extra
too, because it's like I mean, if that like we release something that like out there, then like so nobody can get get to see it. That's like there's no point that like it's like we do like the business. So I guess it's like as much as the yield, it's actually more important. Well, but we do like probably mere like 25, 30 guitars in a month. But that's still that's still a lot for like the size that like the size that like that we do here. So especially California is like it's so hard to just. Having a business here is like really something. So. It's like housings and all that stuff. Yeah, you
all
see
that
like
horrible stuff.
You see like gas.
I guess it's hard to get talented staff as well when there's so many guitar companies here as well that all are going after the same guys.
Yeah, well, we keep a good relationship with those old guys like Andersons and Tylers and Serge and those guys. But we're like kind of like a newcomer, considering that like those guys like being here like I don't know last 40, 50 years or something. But we're kind of like a starting starting up like a new generation kind of thing. And of course, you know, we respect that like old design.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, I'm a vintage nut, like
Yeah.
you know, for myself. And then you know, this body, I don't know, you know, probably these are like kind of. It's like. It's like a timeless design.
There's not really any need to change it, is
Right,
there?
but I think it's like, you know, to look at like the other manufacturer, they don't really respect that sort of like, you know, my point of view. Like, you know, like, well, you know, this has to be like a little flat area here, then like a little, you know, it's just,
It's got to be just right.
I mean, one of
it's
the
gotta
most one of the most important details for you guys is the aging processes that you go through. So where did you kind of get? Was there a particular period of vintage F-style guitars that you were focused on kind of recreating, or was it just, you know, did you just develop your own techniques over time that seem to be consistent?
Yeah, well, you know, we went through like a lot of that. The employees, and of course, is like, you know, they're all like, you know, come and go. You know, they actually contribute like, you know, the techniques too. And then like I have like, you know, many like vintage guitars that we can look at, and then like we can kind of like, you know, study from old, you know,
Reference
guitars.
point. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just both that, like, you know, we kind of develop an own, and then, like, you know, we just kind of, like, you know, just to get that sort of, like, idea from, like, an old guitars. Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, there's a lot of different parts around it here. Is there anything that you want to show us that kind of best exemplifies what your build process is about?
Build process.
These are for you guys, actually. That happened to work out pretty good.
Great.
So
Really nice.
something like this is almost completed. This is pretty much where we're sitting on with, like, as far as like Kiyoshi was talking about aging techniques and things like that. What we have come to over the time with having so many different. We've had a few changes of helm as far as
I was saying to Toshio earlier, when we get through a big batch of guitars, you can see there's been like it feels like there's like an evolution to the
Progression.
progression to the aging process, where it's like you can almost, it looks like someone else has aged the guitar or something like that. It's there's definitely
They're each unique.
yeah.
It's which is
Each
nice
batches,
to see.
yeah.
They're a little different because we don't always. We're not the kind of people who are like, well, that's it.
Yeah.
That's where we're gonna stay. You know, there's always something you can do a little different, a little better. That'll give you a little bit of a different vibe. So, you know, these guitars, especially these bodies and the aging, we've taken notes from previous builders and employees that we've had here, vintage guitars that we have seen by hand and stuff, and some things that we've kind of tried on our own.
You settled on a kind of a
times.
process and a standard for each individual aging level.
Yeah.
The checking on the back of that
looks
in
great.
particular
Looks
looks
fantastic.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You guys will see
So
this guy coming soon.
This blue one here. So is that starting out as that? So that's just a light aged finish. So will that be going through lacquer checking next, or is that a kind of just a solid light at the moment?
That's pretty much a solid light at the moment. After, I'm sure we used to check our lights also, but after a little bit of just
Feedback and stuff.
feedback and looking around, we changed direction on it and settled on more kind of a
Just
very mellow, very
let the customer do it.
and it happens very quickly too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So a light aged would be no checking. You know, if everything goes well, it's no checking, and then medium is when the checking and the
It's
the
when
more,
it comes
Yeah,
into
of course, that's kind of like, you know, what we normally do.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it's like, you know, the dealers like you guys, like, you know, you guys like, and they specify like, you know, what the aging, like what degree of aging it's like they, you know, you guys want, like you can actually
you can do it anyway. Yeah. But as a general
in
rule,
general,
yeah. No, that's nice, because a lot of people still, you know, they into the really like extreme, like a SRV or John Mayer looking like, you know, relics, but we still, when you see a lot of original vintage guitars, they're you know, they're kind of a little bit more closer to that, aren't they? With but it's nice to have the options there available for customers, and they can specify that, and we can handle custom orders, and we always try and carry, you know, a good range, starting with this all the way through to, you know, that JM inspired, very heavy relic kind of finish as well. So
Yeah. I mean, like to create like, you know, like a lot of the checking, like, you know, they usually requires 9 coats or something like that, I guess, like in a lacquer. But like, you know, we like to keep it super low.
Yeah.
So meaning that like lights are actually like really, really thin, like, you know, lacquer coating on it. So, which is, you know, it sounds really open.
Yeah.
To begin with, so it's like, you know, I think it's acoustically the guitars are louder.
Sure.
With that, like, thin, you
More
know,
resonant.
thin lacquer. Yeah, resonant. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is like, you know, kind of
This
like
is all
the
just sanding.
area.
Yeah,
But, like, if you
every
wanna
shop
get
has
dusty-
it.
Yeah, if you want to get dusty.
Yeah,
just
get in there.
We try to
Don't
do
take
our
the camera lens
best
in there.
as a shop to keep things kind of clean too.
Yeah. No, it's very neat and tidy.
We take pride in
Yeah.
having what most people end up saying is like the cleanest shop they've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah. No, it is, yeah. Very nice.
The actual finishing happens here, you know, applying paint to body.
Yeah.
This won't translate to camera, but this room smells amazing.
Yeah.
It does have a very
Yeah.
distinct
If we spend
smell
too long
to
in
it.
here, we're going to be a little bit giddy, I think. So
Yes, that's very true. So, yeah, everything happens in this. This guy right here is our little spray booth. It's small. We're a small company. We can't do very many. We don't do very many either. But
Is there issues with like permits and laws and things like that in
Yeah,
terms of
so-
how many you can make then?
There's a lot of very strict requirements we have to stick to, and we
Yeah.
make sure to stick to it as far as
Okay.
reporting and things that we're allowed to do and stuff.
Box
So
ticking.
yeah, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
This is, you know, they're like in a the lacquer, like a nitro lift that you guys talking about. It's like, you know, the formula is like a little different than like in the old days.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's like, you know, Torrens and like a Kisseline or something. It's like, you know, they banned it, like, you know,
Yeah,
in California.
toxic
Like,
and all that stuff.
yeah, it's like a kind of toxic. And of course,
Yeah.
like, you know, this weather here, like, you know, we normally get like 1 or 2 inches of rain
Yeah.
whole year.
Yeah.
Not like,
Not
in
like the
England.
week we've been, yeah.
Not in, you know, not like in England, but
No.
you know, there's things like, you know, humidity. It's like it gets super low.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, things like that. It's just like, you know, keep us having like away from like, you know, those like a kind of hazardous material. So that
Yeah, it's one of the like most perfect environments to actually
To-
spray this
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
super
Just-
consistent.
yeah.
Between
So
temperature and humidity and stuff, it's always pretty good here.
yeah, it's a very finicky, you know, material that we actually because you know
Yeah.
it checks.
Yeah.
You know, of course, you know, we sometimes do like a NOS stuff, which, you know, requires like really super pristine the finish.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah.
It's a fine science. So, I mean, seeing some finishes here on the back wall that I definitely haven't seen before from you guys, like the Paisleys there.
So are these Xotic orders then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
they
are
would be.
exotic, yeah.
Yeah. So it's still a California Classic, but just off the separate options menu. as
Yeah.
it were,
Right. Is it going to be multi-layer?
Both of them.
Okay, both of them.
Multi-layer.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the people like the that Paisley, you know,
Under
multi-layers,
something.
meaning that like, you know, they have like some
What colour? There's going to be
yeah,
a colour
colour
over the
over
top.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So
That seems a shame. That's a lovely paisley on that to cover that up. Really nice.
yeah.
So, are there any finishing techniques that you're kind of in the middle of working on, or you're going to be looking to introduce into models coming soon?
Well, you know, we usually do like, you know, some NAMM stuff, like, you know, around like, you know, this time, like, you know, we exhibit the NAMM show, and like we do some, you know, special batch of like, you know, the special paint and guitars. But you know, of course, you know, this year's like, you know, kind of pushed back to like
It's
in
been
April,
pushed,
so we
so,
kind of we're working on that sort of the special stuff, like probably a little bit later on.
Yeah.
That's in the early stages.
Yeah.
Still, so.
But we're working on some,
Like
you
this,
know, couple of
Sparkle headstock thing here as well.
yeah. What is that?
It's a sparkle headstock. Yeah, you can
Sparkle
whip that
headstock.
off there.
Oh yeah.
It's got like some orange in there as well. That's very cool.
Yeah. That's only just like in the coloring too, right? I think it's gonna be like super nice after like in a clear finish.
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're waiting for the weather to improve a little bit before finishing it off.
Is there going to be a matching body to go with
There-
this, or is
yeah.
it something different?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Matching
matching body.
Great.
That was from one of our previous NAMs. It's been a very popular reorder.
Oh, okay.
It gets done quite a bit, so that's where that one comes from. We have a
I
few
like
working
that.
out.
I think it was based on Hiriam Bullock's guitar, the XSC4.
Yes.
That one, that was a cool guitar.
We have one
really.
of those
Yeah.
actually being worked on right now
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
It's in the shop. You'll see it later. Too.
Beautiful. Seamless. Seamless.
It's almost like we planned.
Yeah.
So-
Cool. Love it.
Yeah, there's your
Oh yeah, there it is.
XSD4 there. This one will be getting finished up within the next week or two.
Can I lift it off?
Yeah, it's fine.
So a sneak preview there for someone who wants to get in early.
Nice.
Oh, this is
This is for them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great
Look at that
neck.
neck. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a mint guard, I think, for this
Yes.
to go on this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Very nice.
So the Plec is something that is kind of new to us as a business, but how long have you guys been using Plec in your builds?
About 5 years now.
Has it been?
Yeah, it's been 5 years. Yeah, we do like kind of experiment, and of course we kind of fiddle with the parameters, and just like I talk to over Germany sometime in the midnight.
Yeah.
The middle of the night.
Went through. Well, you guys are easy actually.
Yeah, it's fine
Kinda
for us.
like,
Yeah.
2 hours
Yeah.
difference or
Hour
something.
or something. Yeah.
So it's been 5 years. It's been really good.
Yeah, it's pretty
really
brilliant
consistent.
machine.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of paid by itself.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it's a big investment. When we first bought one for the business, it's got us out of trouble quite a lot as well with guitars that shouldn't need fretwork, but do. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you find it kind of enabled you to try things with builds that you hadn't done before in terms of really fine-tuning tolerances? Or has it just made the general process a little bit more efficient for you?
Well, it's kind of part of like in a kind of streamlined kind of the production now. It's just like we just
Well,
set
the
it up.
tolerance is going to be the same. Every guitar's,
every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like we set it up, cut, and
Done,
then done, and then like it's.
And do you just use it for fretwork, or do you do nut work
Oh
with it
yeah,
as well?
also.
we're doing that too.
Yeah.
Nuts
yeah.
and threads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very tight. It's sometimes I just like the nuts the nut slot. I just kind of polish it and
Yeah,
And
and
it's-
that's it. Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people don't realise with the Plec, they think it's it's like a microwave. You put the guitar in there, press play, and then it comes out, and it's like, yay, done! It's the perfect thing.
No, you have
There's
to-
still a lot of work. Goes into it,
You
isn't
have
it?
to
Yeah.
know what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah,
really.
yeah.
There was a lot of previous work to get all those tolerances built
Yeah.
in.
Oh, yeah.
And then afterwards, there's a lot of finishing work that goes to it too.
Right. Yeah.
But in a production setting, it really helps just kind of keep things moving very consistently.
Yeah.
Seeing
get
on
good
the,
results.
on the rack back there a few of the guitars that I can't recall the name for them exactly now, but I know a little while ago you kind of introduced
Pro
these as
ones.
The pro-
like a
the pro
standard.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A standard kind of spec.
We can,
yeah.
we
How
can
much
head
of your
into-
workload is kind of combined between the
Yeah.
pros and
Cooper.
still keeping the custom? the
Throwing it
custom
down.
shop?
Well, the pros is like we never really like we make it built guitar like a when the customer ordered. This is meaning that like we just like sit in like when it's like
Just easy spec, yeah.
Yeah.
just one
So
set
I
spec.
think like this is like kind of like a go-to spec that like everybody
Yeah.
kind of want like
Yeah. Yeah.
So all that fret wires and everything is just kind of
Just a small choice of colours, XSC2,
yeah.
one radius, one fret size.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess you can
Same
build them
pick
in.
card.
But
yeah,
it doesn't
everything
mean
numbers,
that like we cut in corner and stuff,
Nice.
but like
Nice.
it's got that
Look
nice,
at that.
yeah,
Look how thin that finishes
yeah.
as well.
yeah, nice, neck wood, and then
Ash body or something on that one.
Older.
Yeah.
They're all
Is it
older.
older?
they're older,
Just,
yeah.
Great.
tends to
Look at that
shrink.
grain. Look at that grain on the back there. Flip
Yeah.
that over if you don't mind. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah,
See that beautiful grain in there.
yeah. We kind of keep it like kind of as organic
Yeah,
as possible. So it's
Right.
like I mean, if you pick up like some like Asian made or whatever, like those are poly finish.
Yeah, very
they,
thick.
They
Yeah.
really
They're
plasticky
dead sounding.
They fight you. Fight you a little.
Yeah. But yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so this is
Cool colour.
Cooper. Cooper does assembly. He does paint too.
Yeah.
Assembly.
So everybody here just does a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
when
I mean,
required.
Yeah.
we are multitaskers for sure. But this is where the majority of the assembly happens with Cooper here, and then he'll also set up the guitars before this gets put into Plec because they need to be
Yeah, you got to get them
Set up.
right to start with.
within tolerance
Right.
to put in there to get a consistent result every time. So
Great. Great. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Cooper.
So where are we here?
this is parts. This is where the bodies and necks, once they're completed with all finishing and everything, this is where they're paired up and staged for assembly. Sarah here also does assembly.
What is this?
That is an experiment.
Yeah.
Experiment.
Put it back.
It's available. No, I mean, it's fine. It's ready to go. It's
Yeah.
just-
Okay.
I've just been sitting on it for a while.
Yeah, you can pour
This
it.
could be a Peach Tour exclusive.
Looks like my nan's curtains.
It's like, pretty crazy color.
There is no spec assigned to it.
Yeah.
So this is just a result of you guys
Just trying something.
playing around?
Just,
or
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the way we
Okay,
kind of
swirl.
work here with a lot of things is someone has an idea and we're like, all right, let's do it.
And then if it goes badly wrong, they have to buy it. Yeah.
You know, well,
Yeah, that's cool. We should do that.
Yeah, we do like blue, black, or like, you know, some other like, you know, marbling as well.
Yeah.
And then this came out, it's more kind of red.
like more of an orangey
That's
red.
cool. I love
kinda.
it.
Yeah,
Could do a like black pickguard XSC4.
right.
Look cool, wouldn't it?
Well, we were saying earlier on that it seems the most popular guitars are either the really kind of clean, conservative, you know, block colours,
Yeah.
or the crazy stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
nothing much in between. That's
Yeah.
what seems to be most popular.
Yeah.
The shop sees a lot of three-tone bursts, a lot of butterscotch. You know,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
just-
a lot of
yeah.
that kind
Olympic
of
white.
come through.
Right.
Cool.
But whenever we make something that's a little wacky, it doesn't usually stick around for too long.
No. No. Well, it's nice to hear that that's just a result of messing around. You know, and there's nothing, there's no agenda to that. Nothing too formulaic about it.
Yeah.
And the ideas come from everyone here,
Yeah.
basically. There's no one person that kind of
Has to
takes
be done
everything.
this way. Yeah.
It's
Great.
if you have an idea and you have a pretty good kind of way to get to it,
Yeah.
let's explore it. Let's see what we can get. You know, parts are all kind of stored out here.
Yeah. So
Guitars are assembled. Sarah
Yeah.
does all the
electronics.
electronics here. She does all the, after the guitar's been plecked, because she's our main Plec operator. After the guitar's been plecked, she will do all the kind of final finishing rounding of the fretboards and
Right.
shaping of the nut.
Yeah.
And so something you won't see in this video is across the other side in the other unit. That's where all the pickups are wound.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So they don't travel far to be put
No,
on
no.
the guitar. Just right across the parking lot.
Right. Yeah.
Great. Well,
This is final,
It's like,
final
you know, my
inspection.
my bench that like I finally inspect all the guitars.
Yeah.
Actually, like all the guitars that are going out, and then yeah, I'm not a control freak, but
Yeah.
but someone
but
has to
I
do
just
it.
want to make sure that
Yeah.
like, you know, since all the things, this goes, you know.
No.
Yeah.
The guitar gets inspected many times, just at several points throughout the whole process.
Yeah.
And even before it gets here, it gets inspected by all 4 members of the team
Right.
through multiple checkpoints. Then it comes here.
I think that's clear because I don't think we've ever received guitars that
No.
have required further inspection. Usually when we get them, they come straight in to be videoed. So that's kind of the true test. You know,
Right.
will it perform straight away?
Right.
And I don't remember ever having to adjust anything or
Right.
take it into the text or anything like that. So
Yeah, it was my norm that like, you know, if I, you know, go and deal it and then purchase whatever the guitar, I have to,
Yeah.
you know, like
Spend a lot of
yeah,
time.
you know, like an F company, whatever,
Yeah.
you know, G companies as well. They sell like, you know, $5,000, $6,000 guitars, but yet like you need to tweak it to just make it, you know, usable. But that's kind of shame, you know.
yeah,
But,
absolutely.
yeah, but guys in like, you know, Sir or like a Tyler, those guys are great.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they're just like, you know, it's
Yeah.
just bang on. You just like you pick it up.
Oh,
and
the
play.
guitars are great, aren't they? Just
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah, so yeah, we like to be like that, I guess. Yeah.